So, two big pieces of news this morning. First of all, Jake Guentzel has been traded from Carolina to Tampa. Obviously, one day before he becomes a free agent, this is to get his negotiating rights. Tampa wants an advantage there, but a third-round pick is a pretty hefty price to pay for one extra day of negotiating. They're probably thinking the quicker they can get this out of the way, the quicker they can focus on other guys. They cleared over $11 million in cap space yesterday with the Jeannot and Sergachev trade, so clearly most of that is going to go to Guentzel. I really don't think there'll be enough after that to re-sign Stamkos, but hey, you never know with Tampa. This Guentzel situation has taken plenty of twists and turns. We heard plenty of smoke around Vancouver having a great chance of signing him. Then we heard of Carolina's 8x8 offer on the table, and that became a strong contender. And then yesterday, once those two Tampa trades went down, Friedman came out and said that they were the front runners. And today comes to pass. It's going to be interesting to see what the contract is and what it leaves room for and what it doesn't. It sure seems like Guentzel is a Stamkos replacement and they're pulling a Vegas. But like I said, you never know with this franchise. And soon after, we got some big Oiler news that fans in that market have been waiting for a while. The Jack Campbell buyout is official 2 years into his 5-year contract that paid him $5 million per season. Now, Puckpedia, who is as of tomorrow the new cap friendly, did a good job breaking down the cap savings on this buyout. I'm fascinated to see what they do with that 3.9 this year, especially with this move coming right ahead of free agency. Look, he's such a great guy, and if you look at the person, like pretty much everyone loves this guy and wants the best for him. But this contract did not work. From day one, it was a bad contract signed by Ken Holland, and it's interesting how not even 2 weeks after the guy who offered the contract is out as Oilers GM, the buyout finally happens. We all know his play during the contract was subpar. We don't need to revisit it and crush the guy, but long story short, he just wasn't good enough, and the Oilers gave him plenty of opportunities, but he just couldn't find that consistency, and Calvin Pickard taking his NHL job was like the final nail in the coffin. That being said, maybe somebody picks him up for the league minimum or way lower than $5 million at least, especially going from making that $5 million in a Canadian market with Stanley Cup aspirations. Wherever he goes in free agency, the pressure is going to be ridiculously lower. Hopefully that allows him to reestablish himself as an NHL goalie. I'm pulling for him. And how about Jeff Jackson? I know he said he doesn't want to be GM, and I believe him, but for someone who doesn't want to be the GM, between trading a first-round pick a couple of days ago and now this buyout, he's made some pretty big moves. I wonder what they're going to use that 3.9 on. Clearly, it can't be something long-term or crazy because of how the buyout structure is, and they've also got the draisaitl and McDavid contracts coming up here soon. But I also doubt that a team in its cup contending window is going to leave that money unspent. Give me your thoughts in the comments as usual. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. You're awesome.